what is the situation of actually Kenyans living in Tanzania right now? If you guys have any friends, have any family, or know anyone, what is the current situation? Pando nauliza, should the EAC just be disbanded? Ama is the issue mainly between Kenya and Tanzania? We've had a history of online clashes with Tanzanians, but I've never seen one get so personal like this.
This one was this one was crazy.
Yeah, I've never seen one get so personal like this one, because yani imefika point where we don't understand. And I think most people are not even schooled on their rights as East African citizens. Most people don't know. You know, like Ikitu, I honestly, for the first time ever, I'm seeing its future as bleak.
But you see, like, okay, Mika said something, he mentioned something, you know, Tizedu Kwangawa Softy. I don't think, and you can tell from, like, say, for example, what's happening to Lisu. Okay, what percent? I know you interact a lot with Tanzanians.
Yeah.
Majority or many of them, or what percentage can you
So
say?
the last, first of all, elections in Tanzania have never, we've had our issues with elections in Kenya, but Tanzania's elections have not been free and fair. You know, like anyone will tell you that. They're in that stage of ballot stuffing. Unakumbuka back in the days, Moi, where ballots used to be stuffed, whereby box imeletwa, but it already has ballots that are stuffed inside. By the time inafunguliwa kuhesabu, you know, like the winner is already known. So that's what's been happening. And that's the reason why parliament is about 95% CCM. So the last election that somewhat had some semblance of some fairness, but still wasn't free and fair because they don't have an independent electoral and boundaries commission. It's still the president who appoints the electoral commission. So so the 2015 election, I want to say, yes, Magufuli won it, but he won it by like 59-60%. So that shows you there's a very big part of the country that does not support CCM, but then there's also a lot of fear.
Yes, and that is why, I mean, there is a lot of fear.
Na Japani kure kibiwa hawezi tuangori. Wanavyosa kibi tuangori, hawezi tuangori hiyo design.
So
leo ndo shida. Watakuwa naibiwa kila siku juu ya hiyo.
Yeah. So Nona, there's that issue of the government is still in control of the electoral commission, and you go to the point of you're winning almost 99% of the seats.
You're like Kagame
in parliament. So I don't know. Number to call again, 202-683-4570. Press *5 to speak. So hapa ndo nauliza, should the EAC just be disbanded? Ama is the issue mainly between Kenya and Tanzania?
I don't know what the issue is. I mean, cause again, like Jacobo said, our leaders ni bure kabisa, totally useless, and they're very selfish. It's them.
Mm-hmm.
They are a cabal that always is, whatever it is, they will protect their self-interests. It's going to be hard if it was the plan to have one president. It would be interesting to see how that would be maneuvered, especially in East Africa.
No, that can't work.
Of course,
You know,
you have one term.
yeah.
Museveni, who him and his wife read an apology to the Ugandans simultaneously. They apologized, and like Ruto, who was saying, if
Yeah.
if we did something to our the kids, I'm like, surely 60 people have died, many have been abducted or whatever. If he's so shameless, it's
Yeah.
like you can't even believe it. Like, and then you wonder, what is the purpose of the prayer breakfast? It is hypocrisy it's on steroids.
Yeah.
These are the same supposedly God-fearing, and then they are, they allow, who, by the way, these are adults. 24, 25, 26. Those are adults. Those are people who would be starting families or going to start families, or even I'll have a wife, a child or two at 25, 26, 27.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you cannot tell us or indulge us by saying that there's power breakfast, right? You cannot. And then over there you're talking about children have to respect your elders. There's still that notion of, like you're seeing a 25-year-old as a child, as a grown-ass person.
Yeah, and it's problematic. There was that other preacher who was invited in that event.
Alikuwa na inject.
Yeah.
He was injecting.
I think he went off the script. They did not go through with him, or they did not expect that he will come to inject. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so ni kama wakujua vile atakuja kusema. But now going to this Kenya-Tanzanian issue, what is the situation of actually Kenyans living in Tanzania right now? If you guys have any friends, have any family, or know anyone, what is the current situation? Unajua, from what from the few things, from the 2 or 3 things that I know, Tanzania has become a very difficult place for Kenyans who are living there and working there. It's become a very difficult place. Na mimi najua watu wengi ambao wame give up na wakarudi, which I think is very unfortunate, because I don't think we're seeing this same thing in Uganda, because Uganda is our other neighbor. I don't think we're seeing the same thing in Uganda. So I've always just been curious and wanted to know, like exactly what it is that's happening in Tanzania. And this started when Magufuli came into effect. When Kikwete was there, I think things were a bit okay. But when Magufuli alipoingia, mambo ikachange. And with this East African Common Market Protocol, there's supposed to be free movement of labor. That is what's gonna make this community collapse, if it's ever effected. The free movement of labor, that is the one thing that I can tell you for sure, majority of Tanzanians do not want.
Italeta shida.
Yeah.
Shida gani?
Italeta shida. Right now.
Italeta shida wa.
Right now.
Wanachukua kazi hizo countries zote mbili.
No, right now as a Kenyan. No, by the way, I honestly think there will be more Tanzanians who will come to work in Kenya, because I think the mistake that people look at this, watu wanaangalia zile kazi, the visible jobs, maybe jobs tuseme kwa mfano like in the hospitality industry na nini, certain visible jobs which Kenyans used to get. Those are the ones that people look at. But a majority of our populations, ukiangalia like the earning range of most people is very low. Unaona ukienda kama Gikomba kuna Watanzania wengi sana. There are so many. They are everywhere ukienda huko. So ndo nasema there's a certain cadre of people or a certain cadre of jobs, they're the ones who will benefit the most, because hizi kazi, the white collar jobs are very few.
Vile sahi kazi za vinyozi na saluni ni za
Burundi.
Wa Burundi.
Yes. Kazi za salon, kazi za vinyozi, kazi za hawa wanaitwaje, hawa watu wa kuuza mayai. Hii mayai.
Boiro.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of Burundians in Kenya, and then ukienda huko kwenyu Mike, they are working, they are farmers.
True.
Yeah. They're employed in a lot of farms. Na wako wengi sana.
And they're working hard.
Yeah. Na wako wengi sana. So ndo nasema, like the white collar jobs are very few, but hizo ndo watu wanaona. Wanasema kwa nini wa Kenya wanakuja kuchukua makazi yetu. But I think honestly, if there's a movement in both ways, watu wanaingia huku na wengine wanaingia Kenya, I think there will be more Tanzanians who will come, especially because wa Kenya kuna kazi nyingi ambazo wa Kenya wanajigamba wataki kufanya. I know people will come and do those jobs. That's how Burundians have ended up in Kenya, because Burundi is very far from Kenya. We don't even share a border with them, but
no, we don't.
Yeah.